Hi, in today's lesson, we will be discussing how to construct a frequency table. Frequency table is commonly used in research. It is a tool which used to represent data or arrange data to show valuable information. So we have various steps on how to construct frequency table. In this lesson, we will learn how to do and classify class column, and we will also learn how to do this tally column and this frequency column, and of course this cumulative frequency column. We will discuss it one by one. So we now have steps in constructing a frequency table, and we have also an example here. These are data given to create the frequency table. So we will use this data as an example. So we have step 1, specify the total number of class interval. There are no concrete rules in specifying your class, but it is advisable to select from 5 to 20. But in actual, there are researches also that uses 4 classes, up to 20 classes, depending on the study. So as a researcher, you will have your decision what particular or how much classes will you have in your frequency table. Second step is to solve for the range using the formula range, which represented by R, equals to highest data or HD minus lowest data or LD. So with the help of this table, we will identify what particular number is the highest and what particular number is the lowest. So we will have to find out the highest number on this particular data. So since the formula is range is equals to highest data minus lowest data, and 50, here is 50. 50 is the highest number among this data, and the lowest is 28. So therefore, range is equals to 50 minus 28 equals to 22. The third step is solve for the class width using the formula. Class width, which is represented by W, small letter, equals range, represented by R, divided by number of classes, or represented by small c. The class width should be an odd number. There are no rules, but most of the literature suggests that it must be an odd number. This ensures that the midpoint of each class has the same place value as the data. Assuming we will use 5 classes. With the use of formula, class width, represented by W, equals to 22, that is our range, the result of our previous calculation, divided by 5. We've decided that our class will be 5. So 22 divided by 5 is equals to 4.4. Now, what will you do since it is a decimal point and especially it is an even number? So all you have to do is to round up or round down. It's up to you what to use as long as you can justify when presenting data. Since we need odd number, we will use 5 as class width. Fourth step, select a starting point, either the data with the lowest score of the lower class limit. In this time, we will use the lowest score. Add the class width to the starting point to get the second class limit. So in this case, 28 is the lowest score and the starting point for the first class. When constructing a class, we have what we call the lowest class limit and the upper class limit. On step 4, we've decided that 28 will be our starting point for the lower class or the first class limit, which is 28. Since we have also decided to use 5 as our class width, all we have to do simply is add 5 from this 28. So 28 plus 5 is 33. Plus 5 is 38. Plus 5 is 43. Plus 5 is 48. That makes our lower class limit. Next is step 5. In a class, we have lower limit and a higher limit. 28 is our starting point, which is the lower limit. This is an example of the class in which 28 is what we call the lower limit and the 32 is the upper limit. So in this table, we have made the lower class limit, which is the starting point is 28, followed by 33, followed by 38, followed by 43, and 48. We've arrived with these values because we have decided to use the class width, which is 5. Focus on your attention. The lower class limit is 28 and the upper class limit is 32. We cannot use 33 here because if the data will have also 33, assuming that this will be 33, and you will classify 33, the tally will be confusing. Because might be you will have to include data in this group and you might also include data on this group. So that's why when choosing the starting point on the upper class limit, make sure to deduct 1 on the next class lower limit. That's why we've derived into 32 as our starting point. In the same process, with the lower class limit, we will add 5 to get the next upper class limit of the second class. So 32 plus 5, 37, plus 5, 42, plus 5, 47, plus 5 is 52. Make sure when deciding also in using your lower class limit and upper class limit, the highest value of the data must be included. So, again, we will deduct 1 or we will use number prior to the lower class limit, or we will use number prior to lower class limit of the second class. So to get the lowest limit of the succeeding class starting point, we need to add the value for the class with 5. Thus, the lowest limit for the second class will be 25 plus 5 is 33. So this is an example of our class table. Sixth step is group each scores depending on the class they belong by a tally and create frequency column. So I have already prepared the frequency table. Of course, we have this lower limit and the class higher limit. So all you have to do when doing this frequency table, you will have to assign a tally column and the frequency column. How to do this tally column? All you have to do is to make sure that all data must be tallied and in accordance to their classes. For example, this is 28. So I will have to mark that on the first group because 28 belongs to the first class. Second, 39. What particular group should I include 39? So, you're correct. That is on the third class. Because the coverage of the third class is 38 to 42. So, all you have to do is to mark another markings here. Next, 50. Where should I place 50? On the fifth class. So, you will have to mark on the fifth class. So, all you have to do is to repeat the procedure until up to the last data. You will now appreciate the previous rule that the highest limit must not be the same with the first number of the lower limit because it can create confusion where to group your data, so on and so forth. So after that, when you are done tallying, there might be some error, but it's normal. Sometimes it is not equal to the total data. So all in all, you should have 50 population. So it should be, or you should have also 50 in total. Now, how to make this frequency column? After you're done marking your tally, now you will have, all you have to do is to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 markings, so therefore, our frequency should be 6. In this second class, we have 12. Third class, we have 16. Fourth class, we have 13. Fifth class, we have 3. And of course, the total must also be 50. If it will not equivalent to 50, there might be some error when marking your tally column. So all you have to do is to repeat the step and to derive with the result of 50. The seventh step in constructing a frequency table, create cumulative frequency column by copying the first frequency score and adding the succeeding frequency scores. So here is an example of cumulative frequency. The seventh step said that when creating the cumulative frequency, all you have to do is to copy the first frequency score, which is 6. All you have to do is to carry over this 6 and add the succeeding frequency on this column. So 6 plus 12, then you will derive on the value of 18. Same procedure, you will have just to repeat 18 plus 16, that is 34. Next, 34, add 13, then you will come up with the score of 47. 47 plus 3, then you will have to come up with the value of 50. Then, that's how you will create your cumulative frequency column. Hope that you understand this topic on constructing the frequency table. See you soon.